Welcome to Life of Lady Di. Subscribe, like, and share. And don't forget to turn on that notification for more wonderful, encouraging content. Hi everyone. So today we will be doing my sister's nails. She is the victim for today. Originally I did this design on her, and it's literally her own nails. We've been growing it out for a month and a half now. And I use the Après Gel X system to get those nails nice and strong and beautiful. So right now I'm removing all the little gemstones and any types of applique that may be on the nails, anything like that. And after I'm done with that, I am using this nail bit to file that initial layer down. So I find that this one, especially for like a beginner like me, I just do this for one, to save money, and then two, it helps me to de-stress doing my own nails. But this particular nail bit, because of the round nail head, it makes it so much easier. So I'm not nicking myself, my sister, my mom, my daughter, whoever, any of my other sisters or friends when doing their nails. And then I have the video sped up specifically just for, obviously for the YouTube video today, but it doesn't usually go that fast. Again, I'm a beginner, and so this is a little slower. One thing I would suggest is, take your time. It took me a while to learn like proper hand placement that works for me. Like I've watched so many YouTube videos of different other nail artists and specialists, and I would say I use a variety of the techniques. Like for example, right now holding the nail from the top and then pulling down on the sides of the nail. This technique works for me depending upon the position and what I'm doing. So just taking my time, gently removing the actual gel polish that's on there, and like I said, the different overlay, the Gel X overlay, some people call it the rubber base, whatever you want to call it, but that's what I'm doing. I'm taking my time to remove it. I'm being sure not to go over the new growth of nail, because you don't want to use this nail bit like directly on the nail itself, the nail bit itself. It can damage the nail. I'm really just using it to help me remove those initial layers that are there. And so as I'm doing that, a lot of my items I found on Amazon. I'm going to link them for you below in the description box of this YouTube video. You can go ahead on my Amazon store and purchase them. They're not expensive, and like I said, they're great for beginners. I feel like as I get stronger with doing nails, then I can advance to some of the more pro nail drill bits, because I feel like those are much sharper. And so it'll be a little bit easier for me then, because I'll be used to holding the drill. I'll be used to like the proper depth and the positioning and all that. And by the way, I did my own nails that you currently see with the nude and the gold, and that was super fun. And so yeah, just moving on. So you're going to do that for all of the nails, removing that top coat, that gel polish. And so I'm using this nail bit again. I'm going to just slow it down a bit here so you can see, like, I'm not going very fast. And then you want to make sure you're not going over the same spot as far as like, and leaving it there, because it'll feel like it's burning. It'll hurt the person, it'll hurt yourself. So I'm just kind of going in a downward motion. And as you can see, the pink rubber gel is coming off little by little. And what I will be doing is leaving just a very, very, very thin layer of the Gel X on the nail. And so just speeding things up, you're going to do that for all of the nails, leaving a very thin layer. of the Gel X. So again, just removing that pink rubber base or Gel X. Alright, zooming in here again so you can see, I'm just going kind of in a very downward motion and just being very mindful not to go over where the new growth of the nail bed is, and just really staying on top of the actual Gel X system, and just gently removing those top layers so I can get to the bottom layer. And as I said before, I won't be removing everything. I will be keeping a very thin layer of the Gel X on the nail itself. As you can see, the way I'm holding the nail, and I'm using like my fingers as an anchor. Alright, so moving on to a different type of nail drill bit. This is more like I would say a softer file. I'm not sure of all the names. I am still learning. But now I'm using this to even everything out and to get that top layer as thin as possible and still not getting to the actual nail bed itself. And so that's what I'm doing here. And I'm just going kind of in like a back and forth motion, and then just removing those little corners there very gently, very lightly, not pushing hard on the nail itself at all because it can burn. And then have your drill bit, when you have your drill going, don't have it going super fast at all. You know, have it in a slow motion, or it looks really fast on video, but it's actually not at the fastest speed that it can go. Actually have it on a very low speed as I'm doing this. Alright, just speeding things up here. As you can see, just removing it, but if you look really closely, you'll see that thin layer that I spoke about. And now I'm just evening everything out, and I am not actually going over the actual new growth of the nail itself at all. Again, I'll be doing this for all of the nails. Now that I've done that for some of the nails, I'm going to continue the same process on the opposite hand, and again, just gently removing that top layer of the Gel X polish rubber base off of the nail. Now when I do it on the natural nail without like the Gel X tips at all, I make sure I put a very nice thick layer. I do layer by layer, curing as I go, and so that way this is strong. So she's had this set on now for about 6 weeks, as you can see, and it's very thin. You can see that thin layer still there. And now I'm just using my file to just reshape the nail, especially like the parts that have grown out. She wanted it a little more she wanted just like a little more angled. Now I am not absolutely great at doing shaping at all, so that's why I love the après system, because everything is already pre-shaped for you. But since this is her natural nail and she's just been wanting to grow out her natural nails, so she hasn't done that in a while, she just found that since I've been doing her nails are so much stronger and healthier, and they're not brittle the way they were when she was going to the nail salon. And so I'm really happy about that, and knowing that I'm able to help her have like a healthy nail bed where her nails are nice and strong and healthy. All right, so I'm done shaping them. And now, so this particular tool, this particular drill piece for the nails, right? This little rubber piece right here is king, okay? Now, I am not comfortable at all using a cuticle cutter at all whatsoever. But this right here, when I tell you, it gets you such a clean cuticle, and it doesn't hurt, it doesn't burn, it doesn't cut. It's just perfect. Look at how close I'm able to get and how much of all of that dry cuticle I'm able to take off without damaging the nail bed, without damaging the skin at all. So this piece right here, this particular bit is great for beginners like me. If you want to get a really clean cuticle, this is how I do it. This is my little secret here. So I don't use like cuticle remover. I don't use a cuticle cutter. I don't use like cuticle remover gel, whatever. I literally just use this little drill bit right here. And like I said, it feels like it's rubber almost. And I go, I have my speed just on low. Again, I'm a beginner, so I'm not going to have my drill going at a fast pace at all. And then I'm just getting in there and I'm pulling down on the sides of the skin on that nail and just going back and forth. Make sure with any time you're drilling anything, don't keep it in the same spot. And so here I am just speeding things up for you guys, because you know, as a beginner, this whole process was like 3 hours for me. It used to be like 4 and 5. So I'm really happy that I'm able to cut down on my time just by learning more techniques and learning proper hand placement and just learning to be more comfortable with everything. And then now I'm just going to lightly buff the whole nail just to make sure it's nice, smooth, and even before I start applying the new rubber base for the Gel-X. So first we're going to remove all the dust from the nails. Here's my little brush. And then I also have their like the little nail vacuum. It's great. That'll be linked in my in the description box as well on my Amazon store. And so what I did there is just spray some alcohol on the nails. I do that because I just find that it gets the nail really dry. Any oils that might be there, I can remove all the dust, and I just use a regular rubber brush to remove everything. And so I just rub it really good doing that there. And I do that for both sides. All right, so just brush it down really good to make sure to remove all the oils and any dust left over. So first we're going to start with a dehydrator. So the pH bonder here, that's from Après. So I apply that on all of the new growth for the nails, on all of the nails. Alright, once you're done applying the pH bonder, you're going to apply next, which is from Après, your primer. And the primer I actually apply on the entire nail. The new, the nail bed, the new nail that grew out, and also onto part of the Gel-X that I left on the nail. I don't know, I just find that it provides like such great adhesion. I don't have issues with chipping or peeling or lifting or anything like that. And so, yeah, I just apply it on the entire nail itself. Through trial and error, I found that this just really works for me. If you try it out, definitely let me know. As you can see, look how clean those cuticles look. The nail bed looks nice and healthy. The nails look nice and strong. It looks really good. I'm very proud of myself. All right, now we're going to use the Extend Gel from Apres. So this is their Extend Gel Neutrals line. I love this Extend Gel. So they have so many different shades. And so this is what was originally under the red gel polish that my sister had on earlier. She just loves this neutral pink as her base. So I put a very thin layer of the Extend Gel onto the nail. And then once I do that for all 5 nails, I cure it for 30 seconds. And so basically my process is doing that little layer by layer. Again, I'm just starting to get the hang of how to use the Extend Gel when it comes to just putting it directly on the nail. And so here you can see I already have several coats that's been cured. I find that this process works really well for me, especially as a beginner. So I do the thin layer and then I cure for 30 seconds, thin layer, cure for 30 seconds. And then usually I don't have to buff or shape or anything because I've kept the layers nice and thin. Everything is cured really well. It's nice and strong. I don't have issues with shifting or movement at all. And so I start from the bottom and then work my way up, because the closer it gets to the cuticle line, I want it very, very thin. So that's why I start by applying it at the bottom, and then as you can see I'm just pushing it just a little bit to the cuticle, but not all the way. Again, there is a super thin layer there, so that way it can look as natural as possible. And here it is all done. It's been completely cured. I sprayed alcohol on it. I buffed it real quick. That's my camera died. Sorry, but I just buffed it to make sure everything was really nice and smooth. Sprayed a little alcohol on it, and yeah, she is ready to get gemstones and all kinds of wonderful, beautiful goodies. So let me slow everything down so you can see. Bam! What do y'all think? I think I did a pretty good job. And my sister told me that I'm getting so much better with my shaping, so pat on the back, yay me! Alright, so I had my sister pick out the jewels that she wanted. I'm going to be using the Extend Gel Novice to help place some of the pieces that she wants on her nails. She was having a dinner party and the theme was girls just want to have fun. And here I'm using Apres. I love Apres gel polishes. When I tell you the pigment on their polishes, so heavenly, to die for. I will link everything that I'm using down below in the video description, and that way you guys can try it out. For Apres, I don't get any kind of commission or anything like that. I just really love their products, and so I am a true believer. They have converted me, especially as a beginner. I've only been doing nails for a few months, and the progress that I've seen with myself from where I started to where I am right now just by using their system is everything. So yeah, I am a devoted fan and customer. So just putting a little design on the nails, and trying to figure out what I want to do. She already picked out all the different jewels that she wants. I'm gonna put a little sparkle on the nails, and yeah, so here I'm just putting a little oil on it. I've placed everything on there. Unfortunately, my camera was just too full, so I thought it was recording, but it wasn't. But nonetheless, I was able to get the end, and so here's the end result, guys. Nails, girls just want to have fun, very cheeky. She wanted something super fun, and so she picked out all these different nail jewels. And tell me what you think down in the comments. Tell me how I did. If you have any suggestions on any of the techniques I used, or if you just have any questions about the Apres system, or any questions about what I did in this video, please, please, please. I read every single comment. I am a new creator, and so I love interacting with you guys. Until next time, have a wonderful day and be good to each other. By the way, guys, I find this so funny looking back at it. I'm trying to arrange my sister's fingers so I could take a really nice picture. And yeah, she doesn't know how to stay still. She's cracking jokes, she's making me laugh. It was just crazy. But that's what I love about having family and friends and people that you love. You have a great time with them, even though they don't know how to behave themselves. Anyway, bye guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you again soon.